What the fuck was on your finger, Franny?
Some cheese got on my paper.
God. We're a professional podcast and we always have our shit together.
Hi, guys. It's Thanksgiving.
Hi.
Gobble, gobble, bitch.
Franny, if we do a crosscut cinema Thanksgiving, I don't want you to bring that.
My microwave sugar-free bread with Kraft singles is not a delicacy.
No.
Anyways, hi, guys.
I'm Bridget. We're crosscut cinema.
I'm Franny.
We're Bridget first.
Yeah, let's say like, I'm Bridget. I know that's why you're here. These are my friends.
Because everyone loves me so much.
Bridget
in this
and the
fandom.
Crosscut Cinemas.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so she's Bridget and I'm just somebody else on this podcast.
Yeah.
I feel like
You're one of the cinemas.
I'm the least person that should say that.
The least person?
Listen, I'm having a week. I'm having a time.
God.
Anyways, who are you?
I always go last.
I'm Madison.
It takes me long. It's so long to say it. I'll start now.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Franny. I've already said, everybody said it besides you.
Logan. Okay.
There you go. And we are Crosscut Cinema. We are a spoiler review cinema podcast. We talk about 2 movies usually. And spoil the I had to burp, but I needed to do it away from the mic.
We talk about 2 movies and we spoil the ever-living fuck out of them.
So
Yeah.
if you want to watch these movies listed, which is Thankskilling and Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, you can watch them both actually on Amazon Prime, it turns out, because Thanksgiving, they both were posted there, which is funny because I actually gave my physical copy for them to watch, and then like as soon as November hit, Planes, Trains went on Amazon.
We never looked. We just watched the
Yeah.
DVD.
Yeah. So
We never even.
If you have Amazon, you can do it that way. Also, I'm pretty sure you can pay for it on most streaming platforms as far as like YouTube and stuff like that for both films.
I feel like Thankskilling might be on Tubi as well,
Yeah,
I think
probably.
it is
but
too.
I cannot confirm.
Ad support.
I mean,
I'm
it
sure.
seems like the kind of movie to be on Tubi, you know.
Hey, how about you slow down there? All right.
Right. What are you trying to say about my man Turkey?
Yeah, with his gravy flavored condoms.
Oh my God.
I was not prepared.
Well, okay,
I
wait,
wasn't
wait.
prepared either.
All right, so guys, yes, again, I want to just re-reference. If you haven't seen the movies, please go watch them. Thankskilling is literally an hour long, so we're gonna start with that.
Yeah, it's not that much.
It's an hour and 7 minutes, I think, and that's
And
with
it's
credits.
worth every last minute.
So Thankskilling is an independent film made by a couple of, I think, film students or like beginning to be film students for $4,000.
I believe this idea was conceived of inside of a Blockbuster video.
Yes, it is.
Wow. Only $4,000.
Only $4,000.
Wow,
Like for this
and you can't
masterpiece,
even
dude.
tell.
Well, no, we're going to say a lot about this movie, and not all of it's going to be favorable, but I will say this. There is something to be said about someone taking a micro budget and making a movie that is so in the general consciousness of horror fans. Turkey, the titular character of Thankskilling.
Titular.
Well, it was. I was going to say, the short was originally called Turkey,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
and then they changed it to Thankskilling, because obviously that is a way better title.
Just Turkey.
Turkey. That's his name. His name is Turkey. But
It's like-
Turkey has become somewhat of an indie film icon, much like Evil Bong or Ginger Dead Man,
Yeah,
which I'm sure we'll review one day as well.
would love to do that. Yeah,
I
this
just like the
movie.
gobble gobble bitch gifts.
Yeah, I mean, this movie
movie.
is so internet, like it's got so much internet clout, like it's so like popular to make memes out of. So let's get into the plot, just in case you haven't seen it. We'll go over what happens.
And
There's
so
some
much
45.
happens.
There's a 45-year-old adult man at this college.
Yeah.
And they're getting ready for Thanksgiving break, which I don't know if you know this about Thanksgiving break, but it's not exactly like party week. No, it's more like I'm going to go see my family.
Right, because usually Thanksgiving break is like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and you're back by Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. It's like 5 days at most.
Yeah. But so and then there's 5 characters, okay? There's the jock man who looks 45, as we recently talked about. There's the
Yeah.
somewhat relatable girl who will be clearly final girl. There's the slut girl. There's the Trump support man. And then
There's the Republican.
and then there's the incel. And
The
He's a fucking incel.
He is.
He not even. That's not even. Usually this is a joke. Like I was on one of the other podcasts. I always say that like the Chandler character from Friends is like a total cuck incel. No, this dude, this character is legitimately one. Like quite
is.
The
literally.
like nerdy dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he keeps wiping his lips. I'm just like, get on.
Yeah, he's like really gross.
Yeah.
I don't like him.
Anyway, so through other means, they eventually are attacked by anthropomorphic demon
Yeah, like
turkey
their car like breaks down or something. They end up camping out in the woods, and this fucking turkey
named Turkey,
who
is a Native American.
It's so fucking stupid.
Who's a Native American spiritual beast. Summoned 505
Like
years
some
ago.
shaman or something summoned him to kill all white people. That's that's his purpose.
Can
Also-
he come to
I thought it was
2020 though?
510.
Also, the little 505 thing or whatever it is, that's a whatever. I don't remember the exact number, but they it's a
I think it's
reference towards
510.
it's 510.
I think no. I think it's
510.
505.
I don't know.
I
No,
really do. I
he
feel very
is summoned
passionate about
every
it.
like something in 5, but
505.
he's like he comes back every 505, but then it's 500. They're like, oh, is it like 505 years now later? And they're like, no, it's 510.
No, in 10 minutes.
In 10 minutes.
Oh
it's
shit, you're right.
But it's
I'm Bumbo.
It's a reference towards coding. They're so nerdy they reference coding for 505 error. That's the way they came up with that year. Anyway, there's a lot of different characters we can talk about, but I just want to know real fast, what do you guys think of the film?
I love it. I think it's amazing. It's hilarious to me. I was like literally laughing the whole time. I like it's so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Every time when I thought it would zig, it zagged. Like it just
It subverted your expectations.
It just took me on a journey.
It's really,
Right.
it's like so incredibly stupid. It's like the perfect bad movie because it's so blissfully short. Like any,
Yeah, it's a blessing how short it is.
like
It's
1
1
second
hour.
longer and it would have been too much.
yeah.
But it's so good. I loved it. I loved every moment. I love Turkey so much. What a king. What an icon.
My favorite, God, something's just been living in my head recently. Just Turkey when he pretends to be her dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing I said. If you haven't seen this movie, nothing I just said even sounds coherent.
Yeah, you really have to see it. Like, let me.
Yeah, I mean, we can't really summarize it any more than
Usually-
like kids getting killed by a turkey.
Usually,
Right.
I'm like, it's okay if you keep listening, but like, I really think if you want to enjoy this particular part, you should watch it. It's only an hour.
It's worth your time.
It really,
really
is.
is.
It really is something. You know.
Yeah.
It really, and you know, like the dad, the sheriff character, like the first time you're introduced to him, he's like, "Wow, this coffee's shit," and then his current wife is like, "That's because," he's like, "Did you shit in my coffee?" Blah blah, and she's like, "Actually,
God.
I did," and there's a fake turd
in the coffee.
in the coffee pot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like that moment, I was like, oh,
You know what my
this is
other
what this is happening.
You know
now.
what my other favorite thing is? When that one, like, I guess, like, the final girl character makes the same joke about that other bitch.
Oh, she keeps making the John Benet Ramsey joke the whole movie.
Yeah. So yeah, the joke is like her legs are harder to shut than the
The
John Benet Ramsey
Ramsey
case.
which
And
wasn't
the first
even
time she said it, like it gave me a little chuckle.
for me. It wasn't even funny then, but when it
But
was
then she-
repeated is when it made
yeah.
it funny for me. And then when the character's like, "This is harder." Oh, Jesus Christ!
I
Such
can't-
And then
it's
the one
such-
character,
it's such bad
the
taste.
incel character is like, at least her legs were harder to shut than John Benet Ramsey's legs. It's just like, what are you saying?
Like I can't even. I was gonna say it when Logan couldn't,
I couldn't do it.
and I was like, oh no, I cannot even say
this
those
movie
words.
is in such poor taste, and it's so good.
I mean, there's a point where now this isn't really funny to me. This is the part of the movie that's not that funny. When Turkey essentially sexually he rapes.
Oh my God, yes.
He rapes
he
a character.
this woman.
I know. I was like literally like freaking
Yeah,
out. I was
that
like,
was like
what
the part of the movie where I was like, okay, this isn't
fuck?
funny. This is just weird.
But you got to consider the time. Like that's
Yeah.
totally a
Yeah.
gag they would have pulled at the point
Yeah.
of this movie. And I know the director. Not that he's like a highbrow critic or anything, but he's since said that that's something he would have taken out. So
Yeah, I mean the gravy flavored condom joke is like kind of funny in the context,
and
but
extra
like
small, you know.
yeah, but like it's still like ew, that's icky.
It
You
was-
didn't have to do that.
It's
Also-
so gross.
My
It makes me
favorite-
feel gross.
My favorite scene in the whole movie is when Turkey is sitting there with the sheriff and they're just having a conversation.
That's an amazing scene.
I love it.
You know, he's just like,
Yeah.
talking
And he's
shooting
just
the
like
shit.
increasingly like annoyed with the sheriff.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
And then like
and then I also love when like the girl comes home and Turkey's just wearing her father's face.
And nobody notices.
And nobody thinks anything of it.
And
They're just
then-
like, yeah, it's
and,
nice to
like-
meet you.
And then you get like POV shots from like Turkey looking up at these
I
people.
love the Turkey
Yeah.
vision POV shots. Like when it's just him running. It's
Yeah.
so funny.
my favorite thing about like that like the face that he's using
Yeah.
as a mask, it gets smaller.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Like it was like hanging off. And then another shot, it like was fit perfectly on his face.
Yep.
And I'm like, what?
It's so like crudely just like thrown on his face too. Like there's no placement. It's just kind of there.
And
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's a lot of interesting things. I also love how, in order to defeat the turkey, they said they have to read this book, and for some reason, her father just has this book.
Right.
Because he has
In
such a
his
big,
Yeah, they're like, he just has
literary
this big
quote.
collection of books. And then for absolutely no reason, part of the book is just written in code. Like, that's not...
Not even in code, but in like math,
mathematic
which is
code.
not
Like,
code.
It wasn't in binary code.
Yeah. Something like, no, not even binary. It was like a bunch of equations, which makes
Oh, shit,
no
you're
fucking
right.
sense.
It's like, why?
And he's like, I can solve this. And it's just like, do it then. What are you waiting? And then also his friendship is so strange with that other man. It's such a strange friendship.
Yeah,
This-
Bridget, like,
this
Bridget
movie's
just kept
pretty
being
gay.
like, what is he doing here? And it's like, he's with him.
I'm like, why?
Like, what do you mean, why?
Also, the song is so
Like,
bad.
It's hilarious, though.
The little montage thing of when he dies.
Thankskilling does have some gay rights, dude.
Yeah.
And then the moment where that character dies, he goes, the other guy shows up and he goes, come on, dude, come up to heaven. There's no turkeys here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just.
He actually says, I have a list of quotes but that I love from this movie.
Oh, let's hear him out.
But he
Let's-
says,
let's
God's
hear him.
a-waitin'.
God's a waiting.
Okay. So,
Now, this movie
I also made a
is,
list.
is very quotable.
yeah, so I did it. I just wrote down the things that I found funniest as we were watching the movie.
While we were watching it, I hadn't seen it in years, and I was worried that you guys were going to be mad at me like you were with
No,
other movies.
it was
I'm like, they're
really
going to be mad at
No.
me. They're always mad at me when I pick bad movies on purpose.
So, of course, we have like the classic nice tits bitch, which I think is the first line of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This scene, this movie opens on a nipple.
Yeah,
It opens.
it's amazing.
It opens on breasts. It literally opens the whole film on breasts.
Yes.
Just saying.
We're beginning with the breast.
Yeah.
Right.
A pilgrim breast,
Yep.
to be clear.
Yep.
Also, I'm thankful your mom has the juiciest poon in town. And then the response of what's poon? Like killed me. Turkeyologists, like he just says turkeyologists say this, and I'm just like that's not a thing, and I love it.
Oh, before we go on, I want to say the animated when they're explaining
I like it.
it actually was pretty fucking good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It looks
animation.
really good for $4,000. Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, shut the fuck up, you stupid bitch. I'm gonna drink your blood like cranberry sauce, meanie. What?
Do you not remember that?
It's so good.
It just feels like a fever dream.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Also, first my wife and now you, Flashy. Poor Flashy, dude.
Flashy was the most heartbreaking death in the film.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really was. I felt very
Yeah.
bad for Flashy.
For little Flashy.
Especially like considering when their parents died, they were all like, whatever.
Yeah, there's a...
Especially the guy, he was like, well, I may
Oh
have
my
lost.
God. They were so over it so fast. Neither
I may
of
have
them
lost my
cried.
parents, but at least I have a girlfriend.
That's a
Yeah.
quote I have on my list.
Yeah.
The same, actually.
Also, I was just a little beaked out. I hate it. Also, like when Turkey is hitchhiking, and,
Oh
the,
my
and the
God.
guy like ass or grass or whatever. And,
Yeah.
Ass, gas, or grass.
yeah, and Turkey's like, I guess it's gonna have to be ass, and the man says that's a tight ass to the turkey. To the
Yeah.
turkey.
I said the fact that this turkey just completely carjacked a dude, too. He just said,
Yeah.
And then there's all these other animals watching him like begin to drive the car, and they're all just like, I'm gonna mind my own fucking business.
Right.
yeah.
Also, so when Turkey and the dad are like having this conversation, Turkey says fuck. Dad says, I wasn't worried about the size of the fuck, but the age of the fuck, and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was a great line. I was actually going to bring that up. And then he's like, how old are you? Should you be saying that? And Turkey's like, I'm 105 years old. Or I'm sorry, I'm 505 years old.
He's just like, fair enough. All right.
Well, fuck it then. I guess that's fine with me. Is what he
I
said.
like how fast like everybody in this universe is willing to accept that he's a talking turkey.
I like how you assigned it being in a universe.
Yeah, because
That's
it really
even
is
better.
of its own.
There's a turkey verse.
Like it can't exist in this world as we know it. It has to be in its own universe.
I really
There's
love
turkeyologists.
Yeah.
I really love. Oh, Dad, you and your rapidly fading memory.
Yeah, that was a really good moment. This is actually my favorite line. The turkey says, "It's shut up, I do the talking, faggot."
So aggressive.
Like, I love it.
That's some 2007
Next time I
shit
want
right
you to
there.
shut up.
Is
Shut up, I do the talking, faggot.
Okay, so by the way, wow. What about when they read the book, they do the incantation and everything, which is, by the way, so fucking strange. They go. I love how they're like, we have to burn him alive, and the one guy just shoots him, and she's like, well, that's pretty dead. Like, it was like so
like,
dead.
Oh, yeah, okay.
He was
Yeah.
like dead as fuck, but he happened to land in a basket of radioactive waste.
Yeah, I love it.
And then,
and then
when,
he was like the color of the turkey.
yeah.
His face. He hated it.
But the best thing was when they were all talking like, he's dead, right? The only way he could survive is if he landed in a radioactive basket. So fucking genius. There's some great shit in this movie. Like, it really is.
Like, it's just like really incapacitated. Like it really gets that 2000s humor.
Absolutely.
Just like with the things that they say, and it's like, yeah, this is fine. This is just how we were then.
You know
like,
what?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Continue.
Like, there's a moment where Darren says to the turkey, he's like talking about the incantation. He's like, I have something you don't have, and the turkey's like, what's that, Darren? A vagina? They just kill me. I got it in me.
Also, the terrible, god awful voice acting of Turkey.
Oh yeah, it's
What's
horrible.
that, Darren? A vagina? Like, the way he talks
Right.
is so
Why do
fucking
you
bad.
speak like this?
The whole like chanting of the incantation and like just like the main female character, it just like gives me fucking Halloween Town vibes so bad. Like, she reminds me of Marnie, and like the fucking like nonsensical like word vomit incantation
Skibbity-dibbity-doo.
just reminded me of like the spells in Halloween Town. I fucking hated
What about
it
when
in
she's-
equal parts as much as I loved it.
What about when she is talking about how they're going to kill him? It's like, let's burn this cock.
Yeah.
And it's like, you mean turkey? She's like, no, I mean like a man's penis.
Yeah,
Like,
she
that's
says
so
that.
2000s,
I
dude.
hated it.
Also, like the fact that he just, whenever he's not killing them, he's just in a random teepee somewhere set up out of
Yeah,
nowhere.
he's just eating salad.
Yeah.
So
If he's not in the teepee, he's out killing your friends.
Right, like, okay, that narrows it down. Thank you.
also when can we talk? I want to talk about the character of what's his name? The guy who's 46 years old, the jock guy,
The football player, I don't know his name.
the football player.
Yeah.
Has a strained relationship with his father because his father
Yes.
doesn't love him unless he's the starting quarterback,
Yeah.
He's second string.
second string, but he wants him to be a starting quarterback. And he goes and he lies to his dad and says, "I am the quarterback," which is really like, if past this moment, you're like, that's a really weird thing to lie about because eventually he's gonna find out. And then Turkey cuts off his father's head and says, "Go long," and throws it like a football.
And the CGI blood.
It's amazing.
Also, the fact that this football man and his mom are the exact same age. I'm certain of it.
Yeah.
They look
Also,
to be the exact
how she
same
died?
age.
She died standing straight up without her eyes.
Yeah, it was very strange. Like, why are you standing up?
So ridiculous.
These movies are so ridiculous.
Turkey's
But
got
the
some good kills.
The football guy does have another one of my favorite lines, which is when he's dying. He says, "I wish I could call a timeout on this one."
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
They build it the whole time. It's just like, I want to call an audible right now.
Yeah, it's
So
really
ridiculous.
Yeah, all of the.
You're
all
gonna
of
make
the
it, I swear. And he's
metaphors.
like literally dying and bleeding out. She's like, "You're gonna make it. I promise." He's like, "I'm not gonna make. I'm not."
He's like, "I wish I could call a timeout on this one." It just made me laugh so
"Oh,
hard.
and I forgot the fucking nerd guy trying to bring his friend dies. He's like, "You'll be fine. It's not that bad." And is literally just like opened up. It's bleeding guts everywhere. He's like, "He's gonna be fine."
Yeah, I just love his friend beckoning to him from heaven, like, "God's awaiting, Darren."
There's no turkeys up here. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's such a great film.
I love.
This is cinema at its best.
Yeah, we've had the discussion on this podcast before, like movies versus films. This is a film.
This is a film.
This is
Also,
a film.
I love the 90% of their budget, like I swear it has to be, had to go to their opening credits. and that rip off Genuine theme that they did.
Yeah.
If you listen to Pony by Genuine, it's the exact same as their theme, just like a little different.
Yeah.
The fucking turkey theme at the beginning.
It's the same.
It's the exact same. Brad man, Pony. Like it's the exact same fucking thing. And they play the shit out of it. You know he bought that off of like some sort of like beat website for like $200 because he used the shit out of it throughout this movie. So if we were Thankskilling characters, who would we be?
I can't even. No, they don't exist. These characters can't even.
I think I'd be Turkey.
I think I'd be the radioactive like
Turkey
waste. No, just the waste.
The waste.
Oh my god.
I think I'd be the guy, Flashy's owner. I think that's me. Because if someone killed my dog, it's over.
Fair
They're
enough,
done.
yeah.
They're done, dude.
They're donezo.
I can't. I
don't think I would really be Turkey. I think I might be the sheriff, the dad. Just like my desire to mind my fucking business. Like I don't give a shit.
I see that.
Oh my god.
I don't know. Again, these people don't exist.
No, they're literally not characters. Like as much as I liked them all, they're not characters.
They're just like character tropes.
Yeah. Embodied.
I just really love how
caricatures.
like the two like the couple characters, like the football guy and the final girl, just both of their whole families die, and then like they just don't give a
They're
fuck.
just like meh.
They just don't give a fuck. They literally like go off to go celebrate that they're together.
They sit on the couch and watch a fucking movie.
It just
And they start
just
having
can't.
sex on the floor, like the moment they get in the house, and the one dude's like, "I'm gonna go," and like think about being that third guy though. Your best friend's dead, and this is what you're doing right now. Like you just fought a
and then,
demonic
and then,
turkey.
after everything happens, they just decide to like go and like put on a movie.
and they're like all laughing and having a good time. You know, I think I'm that final girl. I'll say a joke again and again until it gets a reaction.
I feel like I got a reaction the first time.
That's what's so funny. And the funny thing is, their reactions were the same both times. Like, "Oh my god, that was so good! Oh my goodness!" Like laughing their asses off.
Right.
What's that?
The John Benet Ramsey joke.
Oh yeah.
Are you listening to the podcast we're doing right now?
What? No, I was just confused about the joke that you were talking about.
Yeah, the same joke. They keep
Yeah.
repeating the John Benet Ramsey
I'm with
joke.
you now. I'm with it.
So ridiculous. I mean, I don't. Well, also, I love the ending. After all that happened, after they defeated Turkey, there's just a random dinner table who, by the assumption of what the movie means, there was a family that pulled a fully cooked turkey off of a bunch of wooden stakes out in the woods.
Correct.
Right.
And
I
served
was
it
like
for
literally
Thanksgiving.
thinking about that.
And so, like, presumably they're eating this radioactive turkey.
And then he says, "What was it? Something about the
I smell
a sequel,
biatch."
biatch."
Yeah.
Yeah, I wrote it down, actually.
What a guy.
Was there a sequel?
Thankskilling,
three.
Thankskilling 3, the movie that skipped a sequel.
Gotcha.
Also, it's in space, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. What a guy, dude.
What a guy, my dude.
And what's crazy is the amount of money this movie's made. I mean, even if they sold it just one time to an overall company, they definitely made more than $4,000.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like this movie did pretty well, all things considered, for what it was made for. I mean, it's kind of a streaming standard. I remember it being on Comcast on-demand horror movies like all year long.
Nice.
Like they made money off of this picture. So
Oh yeah.
props to them. This is indie film at its
And then-
best, baby.
Yeah, and then I think that their the sequel was like crowdfunded, right?
Yep.
That's insane. I love that.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's such a film, dude. Like,
it's just,
is.
it's really just kind of so magic that I don't really know. Like you just have to watch it for yourself to understand.
Yeah, there's nothing
Yeah.
we can say that can really convey the journey it takes you on.
It doesn't mean we're not going to review the sequel because we
No,
definitely
we
are.
will.
Yeah.
This time next
I
year.
can't wait for that day to come.
But like,
I'm
watch
excited
them.
for that.
It's going to be fun.
Like, I fucking promise you, just watch them. You know, I haven't seen the sequel yet, but I know I'm gonna love it in equal parts as much as I hate it.
I just love when it got
Yeah.
turned on in the living room. You were just like, "What the fuck, Logan?" Like you were actually the one who's mad at me. You're like, "This is trash. What are we watching?" And I was like, "Oh no, Mass and Bridge are gonna hate it so much."
I mean, I was not anticipating because I was like, I mean, Thanksgiving is kind of like a silly name, but like, I was like, well, I mean, it's probably like not that bad or anything. And
You didn't picture a killer turkey?
No. And like when we pulled it up, the picture was like on the screen was the guy, the sheriff,
Yeah.
in the turkey costume. And I thought maybe it was a guy in a turkey costume going around and killing people. And then we started watching it and I was like, what the fuck is happening? But I started to get into it.
But the other thing is, there are some offensive things in this movie.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, it's early 2000s.
Yes.
You gotta
Yeah,
expect
exactly.
it.
That's what I was gonna say. Understand that it's not what I would call a woke film.
It's like if you go back and watch like sitcoms you used to like from like the early 2000s. Like recently, I've been
It's like
rewatching.
if you rewatch like Dude, Where's My Car?
Like I've been rewatching Gilmore Girls, and they say some offensive ass shit, and that was clearly not the intent. It's Gilmore Girls, you know. Like it's just the time.
And at least the acting's better in this.
Yeah, exactly.
Trust me, it is. It's.
I
better
love
in
that you say that and they're like, wow, Brian, that's a really cool car.
this. Yeah, I know.
I
Hey, check out
no.
these pecs. And the dude feels like, wow, that's really
there
strong.
are some gay rights in this movie.
Oh yeah,
though.
this film definitely has some gay rights in it.
Yeah.
It like in a way that makes absolutely no sense.
They end up being able to have sex with all their clothes on. That was also interesting.
Yeah.
That was an interesting scene for me. I didn't know you could do that.
You
got
know what?
skill.
Miracles can happen.
You can.
I mean, you know, check out the Virgin Mary.
Oh god.
Check-
Yeah.
Check
sure.
her out.
Just check her out. Look
dude.
her up on
I would say
Instagram.
Virgin Mary on Instagram
Yeah,
at
actually.
Virgin Mary. Twitter.com.
I'm sure that is a thing. I'm sure some chick named Mary thinks she's like being funny.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
I'm
Like her.
certain.
I'm sure. If not, there's like some religious zealot out there who like pretends to be Virgin Mary posting
know
on
what?
Twitter.
Let me look and see.
Here we go, guys. Let's
I'm
find
gonna
out.
look up the Virgin Mary on Instagram. Hold on.
Oh gosh. Feel this way with talking. Franny.
Like, there was something else I was gonna. Oh, it feels like when you go to see a school play, you know, and they're like, "Gee, Paul, I don't know why you would ever do this. I'm so upset right now. I've never been madder in my life." But it's like
It feels like they got their lines like moments prior.
A lot of them are like religious based, like actually accounts about the Virgin Mary.
I thought so.
Wow.
that's bizarre. All
But
right.
it feels like just some friends that got together and made a movie for $4,000. Like it feels like what it is.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
the results of that are pretty good.
I bet this movie was so fucking fun to make.
Oh my god, right?
I bet it was so fun to make. It had to be.
Yeah, I mean you can just tell.
Was the turkey a puppet? Like,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Are you
Gotcha.
serious?
I mean,
you can see the hand outline in his head. You can see
True.
knuckles on the top of his head.
and the little
Yeah, he's definitely a fucking
like the
puppet.
hand going up and
Gotcha.
down.
But I hope that they make him not a puppet. Total admission. I've
my
never
God, a
seen the
remake.
sequel. I've never seen the sequel.
This
so.
would be such a good thing to remake and
What?
make it like serious.
No.
Yes.
Not at all.
Absolutely
not
not.
serious, but
I don't
like,
think that movie could exist.
but like better like looking, you know, like do like a CG turkey.
I think the beauty of this movie is how shitty it looks.
I don't know.
I agree.
I would.
Yeah.
Only thing I'd ask for is an animated short about the origin of him. Like I'd ask for
Yeah.
an even longer version of that. That's the only thing I'd really want to see. And
Yeah.
of course, a sequel that exists, which is gonna be a lot of fun to talk about. All right, so let's rate this bitch. Let's gobble gobble. You know,
Gobble, 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 motherfucker.
You know, it
gobble gobble lavas, motherfucker, lava lamps, motherfucker.
You tried it, dude.
I,
You really
I
did?
bit my tongue our way through, but it just kept trucking.
It hurt in the field.
it does exactly what
Work
it wants
injury.
to do, and it's a fun time while you're being taken on this journey. So I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10.
It'd be really good high on Minecraft too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same
think
thing.
I was
High
Really?
on Minecraft. I mean, high in Minecraft.
I'm gonna give it like a 6.
Yeah. Yeah, I see that. What about you, Madison?
Like experience wise, like 8 out of 10.
You can get
Amazing.
both.
Like okay, so quality wise, like a 4 out of 10, but
Yeah.
experience wise, like 9 out of 10, amazing.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'd agree.
Quality wise, it's like a 1 out of 10.
Yeah, quality.
Yeah,
like
seriously.
I would say like a 3 out of 10 on quality.
Yeah, well,
8 out
I
of
mean,
10.
I'm like, it's hard. The quality's being tinged by my experience, but we're being totally honest. Like, how good of a film is this? Yeah, it's like a 1 out of 10.
It's like a 1, but
it's offensive. It's terrible.
out of
but
entertainment, it's at least a 6 for me.
yeah.
At minimum.
Mine was like combining entertainment and experience.
That makes sense.
Like not entertainment, but like value. How good they did.
Yeah.
That's a 1. I'm struggling, guys.
I'm
I
going to
think
say
I
this.
might be having a stroke.
A reason why my entertainment score is a little bit lower is because I can't see myself picking this back up for another 10 years.
Yeah, no.
I don't think I need to see it again. I've seen it once. I forgot all about what
This
happened.
is like something I would only really pick up again to show somebody it.
yeah, it's the perfect show my friends while we're high. movie.
Yeah.
On Minecraft.
Yeah.
In
Right, on
Minecraft.
Minecraft.
Fuck.
Exactly.
In Minecraft. I keep saying on Minecraft.
Love being high on Minecraft.
Well, sitting
Every
on
13-year-old boy out there.
All right, guys, we're going to take a break and we're going to come back with planes, trains, and
And
automobiles.
Heck yeah.
And we're back.
That was so confusing for
Yeah, I know,
everyone.
I was
like,
counting
Yeah,
it
you
down.
were counting, but then I was like,
then
You're counting up.
You know, it's
You
the
kept going
middle.
to 5 too.
It's fucking midnight. I'm
you were gonna say
tired.
it's the middle of the night. Like, it isn't.
It is the middle. It is the middle of the night.
It's literally midnight.
Yeah.
Middle of the night.
I guess.
What do you mean you guess?
It's like literally.
No one taught you about prefixes? Like what? It's
Shut the fuck up. To me, like, the middle of the night is like 3 a.m.
It's in
Well,
the morning.
Your night just starts late.
Oh, God. Sorry.
God damn it,
To
I
be
will-
fair, it was a text from Franny.
that you knew was coming.
I thought it already came.
She needs that like womp 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 music. Anyways, we're gonna talk about
I'm not going to do that, but I agree.
we're gonna talk
Thanks.
about
It's far too gone now.
planes, trains, and automobiles. What a wholesome film.
It's so
I
80s.
It
Yeah.
is. I love it.
like, I might have cried. I
Okay.
don't know.
Did you cry?
Franny. So did Franny.
A little bit, but I
Like
gotta
inside
say,
a little bit.
Madison.
I gotta say something. As a person with very high anxiety, this movie stressed me the fuck out, and it was literally my version of a horror story. Like all the events in this movie just made my blood boil.
I am a person who has a lot of travel anxiety.
Yeah.
Like, I like traveling. I like to go places, but the lead up to going to the place causes me a tremendous amount of stress.
Yeah.
Like, for me to pack a bag to go away for a weekend is like a high stress event.
It really
Because
is.
I have like a thank you, Bridget, for chiming in. Like, it really is. Madison is very stressed when she packs. I'm just playing with you. Don't be mad.
Don't be mad.
Wow.
I was just
Don't be
playing.
mad. Bridget's the one who's like, she is. You're the one
Yeah.
who should be mad.
I was just playing, but she had a look on her face. But anyway, like, it's like a high stress event for me because I'm like, what if I forget something? What if I need something and I don't have it? And it's always fine.
Yeah.
If that happens, it's always fine.
Yeah, like
But I can't tell myself that.
you have money in transportation most places.
Exactly.
You can.
Like, I went to Arizona for 3 months and I forgot to pack socks. And you know what I did? I just went and bought socks and it was not a crisis. But to me, like,
Also,
fact
that's
that you-
hilarious to forget.
Yeah, I know.
That
but
is
you went
hilarious.
yeah, I know.
3
You're like,
months.
I just,
and
oh my God, hold on. I'm having a really great moment here. Imagining you opening your suitcase and just like,
That's what happened. I was like, fuck, I didn't bring socks.
and then when she came back, she left literally half her wardrobe in Arizona.
Okay, because what happened was I was like living there, so I had like my stuff like set up in dressers and shit. And again, packing is a high stress event for me. And especially because like you know, I have one suitcase. And goddamn if I'm not gonna get that thing through the carry-on. Like, I'm not checking the bitch.
but if it's
So,
for your
like-
whole wardrobe, it's worth checking a bag.
I hate checking bags. Because again, it's the stress. What if it gets lost?
You already lost if you leave it there.
She literally, it was half her wardrobe.
I know. I was like, well, not my wardrobe, but half the things I brought with me, yes.
God damn it.
And so, like, the new intern that came
To replace
To
me.
replace her.
Like, shipped my stuff back to me, bless her heart. But
That's
really
nice.
nice.
it was just such a fucking, like, and I just hate it. The first time, like, I ever had a full-blown panic attack was because my family was trying to go on vacation, and I was just very stressed about the whole thing.
See, that's why I just
and I hate the airport.
And the controlling
suck.
person that I am, I just pack Logan's stuff for him.
I wish I could pack. I'm not. This is
No,
stressing me out,
I just can't.
But she won't let me. She's unpacked things I packed.
If I also had to deal with packing another person's shit on top of my shit, I would just die.
But the thing is, she doesn't have to. I'm
No, I
fully
know, yeah.
capable.
Right.
And she's like, that's not what goes in here. Throws it out. What do you mean this are my socks? She's like, it goes in this pocket.
Like, I'm so concerned. Like, will
insane.
I have everything that I could possibly need that I like can't even be concerned about what Bridget's doing?
Which, I mean, like, usually I'm just like, I'm gonna put on a podcast, pack my stuff, and then Madison, I'm like sitting
around like,
But
We
if it
never
has to
pack
go
at
in
the same
boxes,
time
if it has to
either.
go in boxes, though, you are so far away from any sort
Oh
of
my
tape.
God, who
You're
doesn't
right.
tape boxes shut when they move?
Listen. Shush.
Also,
That
like,
is undefendable.
like I'm that
Wait,
bitch
I
that
mean-
packs like
Need to have
6
tape.
pairs of underwear for a 2-day trip because like what if I shit myself? You know what I
Right?
mean?
That's-
You
dude,
never fucking know.
I do that too, though.
But you didn't until I brought it up that one time. You were like, I was like, don't you need more underwear than like 2 pairs? And you're like, it's gonna be like 1 day. And I'm like, but what if, Bridget?
Well, yeah, because you gave me the anxiety.
You never know, dude. Everybody has a fart
Oh
they've
my
gambled
God,
on.
every
and
time I go to
lost.
Florida, because I usually go for like a week, I bring like every pair of underwear I own.
Same. I also
I come back and I have none to wear.
Yeah, and so this movie also gives me
Yeah.
anxiety because like, and
It
again,
fucking stresses
I
you
hate
out.
the airport.
Let me
There's
talk about the
nothing I
plot
hate
of the
more
movie
than
for a
the
second.
airport.
Or like having to like talk to a stranger for more than like 5 minutes.
We've
No.
started
And I've
something.
sat next to some like pretty
I feel
terrible
like you're
people
being
on
crazy
planes.
right now
I
on the bed.
fucking
I really
can't.
I feel
fucking.
like you and I are like
Y'all.
in one room and they're in another. And we're just like, I'm here for you. You're here for
Y'all,
me.
one time on a plane, I just have to say this because I think about it a lot.
Yeah.
I sat next to this kid, and well, he wasn't a kid.
Oh my God, the story.
He was like 15, so like way too fucking old.
God.
And I swear to God, this kid sitting next to me picked his nose and fucking ate it next to me on the plane. I wanted to die. I wanted to jump out.
I thought you were gonna say about the little kid.
Oh,
They
this
started
too.
clapping.
There was also a kid behind me who started clapping one time when the plane landed, which is already fucking annoying.
I hate that white people ask bullshit when they clap when the plane lands all
And
excited.
nobody else did it, just this one kid. And he was like, Mommy, do you know why I clapped? And she was like, why? And he was like, because I didn't even throw up this time.
What a guy!
I know.
What a king!
I took Logan on his first ever plane experience, and we went on a discount
In my
flight.
adult
I'll
life,
let-
in my adult
Yeah.
life, I think as a baby I might have been on a lot of planes, but I wouldn't know.
On a discount flight, I'll let you guess what airline that is in the comments below if you want. I won't.
Just
I
know
won't
that
confirm or
the-
deny.
Just know that the carts didn't fasten in and rolled
Yep.
down the aisles during takeoff.
Yeah.
You know, Final Destination style.
And also, I got our seats so cheap because we were kneecap to kneecap with the flight attendants.
I had to stare a flight attendant in her face the whole time.
That's so funny. The first time I flew Spirit, and it was such a time.
God.
I've never flown.
I remember when I was like 14. Wow, I've flown a lot. When I was like probably like 13, 14, somewhere around there, I flew alone to Florida, and I thought I was the main character the whole time. I was so mysterious in that airport.
Oh, and like, yeah, I flew alone to Arizona and then home.
Yeah.
And I was such a main character in those
Right.
moments. Like especially because I'm a cheap bitch, so I only fly like very late at night or very early in
Yeah.
the morning, and I have like ridiculous connecting flights
Yeah.
that make absolutely no sense. So yeah, I'm that bitch. So I feel very like, oh, I'm navigating airports, but I hate airports though. I think
Yeah, like-
humanity's at its worst.
Like
in an airport.
movies make airports seem like they're like going to be this like extravagant thing where it's really just like all the people that like shop at Walmart at 3 a.m. are eating
Yep.
food waiting to be on a flight.
And
And
everybody's
it's always stinky. It's always stinky food.
And everybody's like at their absolute worst because they're stressed
Yeah.
because they're trying to
Yeah.
make their plane. And there's always kids just fucking running amok.
They're running on those little like moving sidewalk things and falling on
Right.
their fucking
I'm like,
faces.
can you get your fucking kid?
Wrangle
like-
that kid. Wrangle him.
I feel like Madison and I have had a conversation about how people just kind of like let their kids do whatever in airports.
Right. Like, what are you doing? You're just going to let your
it's
kid
like the
fucking
second.
run around?
It's the second worst next to the mall.
I hate
Yeah.
the family. I hate the family. There's always one in a fucking
In
airport.
general.
Literally.
I hate all
But
families.
There's
The
always,
structure of the American family upsets her.
there's always one in an there's always at least like 2 or 3, probably a couple at each terminal, that sit their fucking asses down on the gross carpet and like have a picnic on the airport carpet.
What the fuck are you doing?
Hopefully COVID has completely made people not want to do shit like that anymore.
Hopefully COVID has killed those people.
I mean, I'm not going to say it, but...
and then there's always that bitch that's like, hi, how are you? Like, where are you heading?
Like, I don't want to fucking... I wear earbuds, even if I'm not listening to music, the entire fucking time I'm in the airport, because I don't want to talk to people.
Logan will confirm this from having like been a person who met me at like a place I didn't want to be, which was a job.
Yeah.
I have the bitchiest resting face. People do not come up to me and talk to me, except in like airports.
A lot of the times when she concentrates, she goes into a frown.
Oh yeah, I do.
She's like into a frown because she's thinking.
Right.
Her thinking face is frown.
Yeah. My natural state is a frown. Just displeased. So like people do not approach me. I'm just not one that people approach except for gas stations and airports. And suddenly everybody wants to be my best friend.
Did I ever tell you? So I'm pretty fluent in sign language because I took it in high school and there's family members and stuff. It doesn't matter. But I don't want to get into all that. But at one point, somebody was so annoying. I was on the South Shore. Somebody was so annoying that I pretended to be deaf. Just so they'd go away and stop talking to me. I mean, this was like somebody who was insistent. Like, and so I just started signing. Like, I'm just saying, you might want to get the fuck out of here. Like the whole time, like just signing like random shit.
What if they had known sign language though?
I know how to sign, so I was saying to them, I don't speak English or not speaking. I don't understand what you're saying. So if they would have started signing back to me, that's just a loss, baby. I just got to ride that. That's just a loss. That's
no, that's right.
Right.
You know,
he's gonna have to start talking to him.
Point stranger. If he deserves my conversation if he happens to also have sign language
but
to annoy people.
To like pretend to be deaf for the entirety of that interaction.
I mean, it's not hard to pretend to be deaf because most deaf people can read lips and are very aware of their surroundings. The only thing I can't do is speak. True. And not respond to the loudest of noises. Although, if it's loud enough, it makes a vibration. You feel it anyway. So
that's true.
It's kind of hard to pick up whether somebody's like full deaf or not. Like I could just have like a little bit of hearing or whatever. But yeah, I pretended I was deaf, and he got up and left, and I was like, "There we go."
Nice.
Whew, that's good. I can feel Bridget judging me, but like he wasn't talking to you.
I mean, I'm not judging you. I've been in some pretty. I would have done the same.
It was a powerful like, little trick in my pocket.
So the cutest thing about my grandfather is that he, up until recently, did like a job with like another guy, like a very small business of driving people like to and from the airport. And I tried to tell him, like, I was like, Poppy, like sign up for like Uber. Like, it's just that. And he was like, no, I don't trust that. It's like, all right,
that's
Poppy,
old people stuff,
you
dude.
You do you.
What? Have you tried online banking? They're like, get out.
They're like, what the fuck?
What are you, a communist?
They say, no, I would prefer to balance my checkbook at every minuscule
like it's such a convoluted like way that they like get their rides and everything. I'm like, Poppy, like you could just have it on your like smartphone that everybody got you, but no, too much.
You know, okay, this is the last thing I hate about flying, I think, that I want to talk about. I'm a bitch who needs a seatbelt extender on the plane, okay? Like, it's fine. I need the seatbelt extender. Give me the seatbelt extender. So I always ask, ask the flight attendant. I'll be like, hey, can I get a seatbelt extender? Just like that. It's fine. And then every time she comes back over, she's like, here's your seatbelt extender, sweetie. And I'm like, thank you. It wasn't a big deal until you made it one.
So I need one, and I was on the flight we were on. They went, well, you just can't fly with us. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna suck it in. So, yeah, remember?
Yeah.
They told you couldn't fly?
Yeah, oh yeah.
They said if you can't get it buckled, you couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
So
I thought thin. I was like, I like cartoonishly like pushed all my body weight up into my chest. I was barrel chested like Batman in the Justice League cartoon, and I got that shit closed.
Never in my life have I heard of that before.
Dude, I swear. Franny was right there.
Yeah. That's insane.
I was like, I even literally asked for the extender because I had heard people say ask for the extender.
I like that's what I do. I always just ask for it. I'm like, hey, can I get one? Because like I already know. Like I already know the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're always like make it a weirdly big deal. They're like, here you go, sweetie. They're like trying to like slip it to me like I just bought drugs off of them.
As if as if they're handing you a tampon. Like it's
like I just bought drugs off of them and they're trying to like
not only that, but like as if like this is a well kept secret. You know what I mean?
Right. It's like
they're gonna look down and see an extender. Yeah.
Right.
It's like when like larger dudes like walk into like a big and tall store and they're They're like, I don't know what's. I'm just gonna look
It's
around. Dude, you're
I already know.
like, we know, bro. We know. It's okay. I do the same thing though, where like I'll wear nice fitting clothes and like kind of like suck in the gut a little bit. Like nobody knows. Everyone knows. Everyone knows. And it's not a big deal to any.
That's my thing. It's like it's not a big deal to me.
It's only a big deal to like the individual person sometimes. Like you think that the random person on the flight who's like trying to get home to their kids is like, she's wearing a seatbelt extender.
Right, like the dude next to me, like the dude next to me who's there while she's trying to like discreetly hand me this thing, like doesn't already see the size that I am. Like no.
Like as if she hands it to you, he's like, what?
Right, it's like I have no idea. It's just fucking strange.
But yeah, no, they were like, we're gonna kick you off. So I had an uncomfortable 2.5 hours where I could not breathe, like straight
That's insane. But I'm pretty sure you can actually buy seatbelt extenders.
You can,
and like you could. I don't know. Now I'm like, I should buy a seatbelt extender when I fly. That way I can have it. Be like, bitch, I can fit with my tool that I brought.
Not have that awkward like moment.
No, you know what though? I feel like if you broke out a seatbelt extender yourself, there would be people looking like, is this like Al Qaeda? Like somebody broke out a utensil of some sort.
Like, no, I'm just a big girl, all right? You fucking leave me alone.
Oh my god, so fucking good. Okay,
can we talk about
Planes, Trains, and
now.
Automobiles, starring Steve Martin, one of the few owners of an honorary Oscar, as well as
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he never won an Academy Award for any movie or anything. But considering he has pretty much closed off his career, saying he won't be doing any more films, the Academy awarded him an honorary award.
I didn't know that he's like will not do any more movies.
He's not going to do any big projects. He did like some Zoom call thing, and he doesn't do big movies anymore.
Why is that? Does he have like a reason, or
he's just getting old, man? You know,
don't want to do it anymore.
It's weird to think
he's
about.
He's been old longer than we've been alive.
No, he's just been a silver fox for a long time.
Yeah,
okay.
He's just like gray hair, but it's not like. I mean, he's old now, but...
And then also, it's starring the late, great John Candy.
I love this movie. This is one of my favorite John Candy movies. I love John Candy. I miss him.
He's so funny. He was, he was never absurdist funny. He was always just a genuinely funny person to watch. I love him in, like, Little Shop of Horrors and Uncle Buck.
Mm-hmm. I love Uncle Buck.
Uncle Buck's great.
What a film.
The Great Outdoors, another good one. Don't know if you guys have ever seen that. It's a pretty good movie. He gives Snickers to a grizzly bear to try to save children.
Even in a movie I hate, Home Alone, still like John Candy there.
Yeah. I mean, he's a classic, super funny guy. And he's the best part of this movie. And not to say that Steve Martin's bad or anything, but the best elements of this movie is John Candy's character arc as well as his general sense of comedy and his comedic timing. It's fucking great. He makes the movie. So the movie starts out with Steve Martin in like a business meeting. He's got to make it home to Chicago in time for Thanksgiving. O'Hare, by the way, that's the most fictional part of this movie. You try to get anywhere in O'Hare Airport after like 8 o'clock, you're fucked. It's not going to happen. This shit is so stacked. This is the most fictional part of the movie. Even if he made his flight, he's not making it home.
Yeah, he's not flying from O'Hare.
He's flying
to O'Hare. Yeah. You don't get it. No, I'm saying you literally, it takes hours to get out of O'Hare.
Jeez. Oh, okay. So
yeah, I feel you.
Regardless of what time he got to that
he's
airport,
getting there like late at night. He's not getting there. He's not getting there that night. There's no fucking way. I know people who've worked at O'Hare.
I've never tried to exit O'Hare. I've only connected in O'Hare, so I don't know.
It's just a lot of, especially because of where it's set up. There's not a lot of like on street parking. It's like basically off the side of a fucking highway. So
I see.
It's really not a great spot to try to get out places, and there's people who complain about it all the time about how long it takes to get out of O'Hare. So
learn something new every day.
Yeah, plus their baggage claim is horrendous because they have 2 separate baggage claim areas on like separate sides of the airport because it's an old airport. Yeah,
that sounds amazing.
And then if you have a shitty flight like one of our planes, they don't tell you where the baggage is right away.
You just gotta figure it out.
Oh my god, that's literally how it was when we got to Florida.
Yeah, but anyway, so he's trying to make it home in time for Thanksgiving and all that stuff, but trying to get there a couple of days early, trying to get off at this time. He
feels bad because he hasn't spent very much time at home lately because his job, he's like an executive, like marketing person.
Yes, which kind of plays into the plot later.
Yes.
But anyway, so he's running through New York with 80s music playing, racing Kevin Bacon to a taxi cab.
Also, I thought that Kevin Bacon was going to play like a bigger role in this film.
No, he's just there hanging out. Like,
well, also, you got to think Kevin Bacon, I mean, he is big in the 80s, but it wasn't like, well, I guess it was kind of big for him. I was about to say, he got to start on Friday the 13th. Not a lot of people know that, but he was on the first Friday as a teenager. But yeah, I love that whole scene. The fucking 80s music is so intense.
Also,
it's
I
so
love
80s.
I love that like the soundtrack reincorporates him yelling at Kevin Bacon like you messed with the wrong guy. Like why do that? It's so funny.
And then at the beginning of John Candy's Nis, it starts in that with the trunk and
Yeah.
It's overall it's just like a fun little romp, you know. And there's it kind of started this like road trip, you know, stuck with an imbecile kind of fucking
Like
trend.
buddy comedy
Yeah.
type vibe.
Like,
Yeah.
like Due Date, whether it wants to admit it or not, is a complete remake of this film. Due Date with Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
and Zach
Yeah.
Galifianakis. That's just a remake. They didn't say that, but it is. Just a guy trying to get home in time for his wife to have his baby.
Though they are planning on, there's a remake in the works of this movie, which I don't know
Yeah.
why it needs to happen.
I don't
but-
think it needs to happen at all. This movie is pitch perfect with what it wants
Yeah,
to
like
be.
what? And then,
Also, like if they're setting it in like current times, it's much easier
yeah, I
to
was gonna
figure
say
shit
much of
out.
these problems can be solved by modern technology.
Yeah,
Right.
like there's Uber now.
Also, his like last minute race to the airport has to take place like an hour prior to the flight leaving because he has to
Yeah.
go through TSA.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You can't just hop on a flight now.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, no, I'm just, oh my gosh. And oh my God. I just want to mention this one scene because it always made me laugh. When he's selling shower curtains as earrings in the
Oh,
fucking,
Yes.
fucking incredible.
I fucking love
That's
that.
so
That makes me
funny.
so happy. That scene.
What was some of your guys' favorite parts of the movie?
The car just like completely.
Oh my God.
They're just driving it and the cop pulls them
can't.
over.
That stuck in my
That
head.
stresses
I
me
always
out.
remember that scene. Even when I didn't, because I watched it when I was really young.
Right.
Even when I didn't know what that movie was, I always remembered the speedometer being melted. Like I remembered that scene so well.
Yeah.
fucking-
I really
Yeah,
liked
just
the.
like them being on the wrong side of the road. And
Oh my
shit,
God.
like-
Literally me with Madison though.
Franny was saying like that John Candy's character needs to be like committed. Like he just,
He was stressing me the fuck out.
yeah, that is like the most stressful scene.
this movie is incredibly stressful.
It really
Oh, yeah.
is.
And like you really empathize with Steve Martin's character because like that is not. And Bridget kept saying like throughout this movie, she's like, I just feel so bad for him. He's just a nice guy.
Like-
and I'm like, Bridget, if a stranger did half of this shit to you, I mean, she actually probably would because she's non-confrontational
Yeah,
as
I
fuck.
know.
But she would feel really uncomfortable about it.
She would just be like, she'd make the Bridget face where she's like so
you're
uncomfortable,
right.
and it'd just be like that the rest of the time, just like.
Like when they get to the hotel and there's one bed and like Steve Martin's being a dick about it. She's like, wow, like he's really going to do that. And I'm like, Bridget, would you sleep in a bed with the man you met that day on a plane? And she's like, well, no, but, and I was like, exactly. Got him a little bit of slack. Like he's a dick, but like,
I felt so
Reasonably.
bad for him. Like I felt so bad, not for Steve Martin, but for
John Candy.
yeah, John Candy. I just was like, because I mean, there was something about him that like it made me a little sad. I'm like, you're a lonely man.
That's on purpose, you know. Like what's so great is like even though they don't outwardly say right off the bat that his wife's dead, you know something's wrong before he even mentions a wife in general because
Right.
he does really effectively exude this like I'm lonely vibe
yeah.
while still
Yeah.
being insanely funny. That's a really like hard line to walk, to be really funny but to still come off so desperate.
right.
Like he does it really effectively.
yeah, like you can tell the character's like a really nice guy, but he's just like desperate to like
To have a
connect
connection with
with
somebody.
yeah,
um,
especially around like the holiday. It just made me. Oh
No, I mean it's a really great character. And what's so funny is like this is just a comedy, but it's a little bit more than that. Like it's as corny as an 80s and corny and like 80s as it is. It does have some really great story to it and some really great
the story
performances.
of this movie is so good. And like yeah, and then like how like Steve Martin learns to like
Be a
accept
better person,
him.
yeah.
Yeah.
Be a nicer, more understanding person.
right.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
And they bond.
and they bond.
And he learned, Steve Martin's character learns to appreciate, because I feel like at the beginning of the film he's trying to get home and everything, but that more has to do with being out of work. Whereas the film goes on, he spends time with John Candy. He learns to appreciate his family.
Right. Like it's
Right.
not just about like I have to get home. I have to, get back because this is my obligation.
I'm about ready to tear up just thinking about
know,
when he
yeah,
invited him to Thanksgiving.
I know. I was going to say, I think that's my favorite scene is where he rides the train all the way back and invites him to Thanksgiving.
And he's still
and
there.
It's just
My favorite scene is when they're in the hotel room and they're just like the second hotel room.
Oh, and they're just having that kickback moment where they're just
Yeah.
chilling, drinking tequila and eating Doritos.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a fucking mood.
That.
Okay, I have a story now.
yes.
At one point, there was a really bad ice storm. I mean, really fucking
Yeah.
bad.
I remember that. If
And-
it's when I think it is.
And so, yeah, I'm pretty sure we're on the same page here. So I'm in this really bad ice storm with Franny and our friend Cody. We do a different podcast with.
I'm driving a minivan at the time, my first car.
Yeah, are you sure?
Yeah, it was the van.
Okay, well, I didn't remember.
Wait.
I think it was it was the Malibu, right? I thought it was the Malibu.
I don't know.
But maybe not. It's so bad that we can't go anywhere. I mean, it's so bad.
Because the Malibu drove like a boat. Like if there's any precipitation in
But
the air.
also nobody was.
Yeah.
Like, we got the last motel room.
Yeah.
We the
Yeah.
literal last one, and Franny was so exhausted because it was really emotionally exhausting for her, so she fell asleep, and me and him just ate. We went to the vending machine and we got Doritos and we just stayed up and watched George Lopez and had like the best time ever.
That's
so
cute.
I instantly thought of that story. Like
Aw.
when I was watching that, I was like, I know those feels. And that's when I learned that George Lopez is incredibly creepy, the show.
Yes.
Yes.
There's a lot of problematic things
And
in the
also,
show.
like, when he's like, I'm getting the room by myself, and he's, like, out in the car, and then he tells him to come inside, dude.
He sees him freezing in the melted car.
That scene where the car catches fire is an amazing scene.
Yeah.
Like John Candy, or whatever the fuck his character's name is in this movie.
I think it's, Neil is Steve Martin, so.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Del.
He's chaotic good.
He's chaotic fucking something.
I love
like he's
He wants to
chaotic
do good, but like he's just too chaotic.
a great moment is when Steve Martin starts laughing. He thinks finally something bad happened to Dell, and then he realizes that it was on
That
his
still
card.
happened to him.
Yeah.
Like, fuck. I love that scene so much. Also, did Kevin Bacon... Okay, I don't know who robbed them. Was it Kevin Bacon who robbed them in the motel? Because it looked like Kevin Bacon.
I don't think it was.
Then
No,
they
I don't
found
think
somebody
it
who
was.
looked just like him for some
I think
reason.
it was just like a sketch-ass motel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, definitely. But
Which, like,
Imagine
been there,
Kevin
too.
Bacon coming back.
well, that's why I thought it was interesting, because it really is like Kevin Bacon has no role in this movie. Like, he's just running around at the beginning, and he's still listed in the cast. So I'm like, I don't know why he's there.
Because he's a
He's just
name.
there to steal that cab, dude.
Yeah. It's so good. Yeah, I mean...
Oh, I also really like the scene where Steve Martin's character is talking to the rental car lady after there's no car in the
Yes.
spot
Yeah.
that he reserved.
What's great is he's using foul language, and then like she's getting all upset, and it's like, you don't have your paper? Guess you're fucked. And it was like, oh, as a customer service
Yeah,
worker.
that's the best feeling.
Right.
Is when you get to be like, haha, well...
The fact that she was also like... And how she was on the phone, like, talking, and he's just standing there so upset.
Yeah.
And then he gets punched by that one cab driver, and... Like, he was, like, on the downfall at that point. But,
Yeah, that's really, like, his, like, turning... Like, that's his rock bottom, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. God, this whole movie, like, not the whole movie, but the very beginning gave me, like, such New York City, like, envy.
Yeah, envy.
Because, like, when I was, like, in high school, I watched Glee, and I was like, I want to move to New York City, you know?
How does
Yeah.
every podcast end up being about Glee?
I don't know.
I just think it's so
But-
our trope.
But, like, I watched Glee, and I, like, watched Rent, and I was like, I want to move to New York City. By the way,
Rent made you want to move to New York City?
Yeah, I was gonna say Rent did not paint a good picture
I
of New
was
York.
I was
for
gonna
you.
say, like, you know, I mean, like, you know, it's just the being on the like the whole street vibe.
being on
and-
the street.
not being on the street isn't living on the streets, but like when they're walking down the street and shit.
I can't. It stresses me out too much, man.
And I'm like, oh,
I can't.
I want to go. I've never been. I used to love it, and my best friend got to go, and she just took pictures for me because that's all she could afford. 'Cause we were-
Crosscut should go to New York, dude. Our
I know.
big travel.
and then
Crosscut 2, Lost in New York.
and then so she wasn't able to get any like anything while she was there. She had to spend all her money on food because she was a high schooler. We were like sophomores in high school or something. And so later on, she went to Goodwill and found a New York mug and gave it to me.
That's kind of cute.
That's kind of sweet. Did she tell
Yeah.
you?
Did she tell me?
That was from Goodwill?
Yeah. I was there when she bought it.
Oh.
It's so cute though.
Yeah.
How funny would it have been if she's like, I got this from New York.
She's like, I got this for you like 3 years ago. And I'd be like, hold up.
Like, wait, what?
But yeah, I had that mug and I used it until like I broke.
Wow.
Wow,
And-
you broke.
You
the
didn't
New York
use it
mug.
after it broke?
Well, it was like one of those like thermos mugs almost.
Oh.
And it cracked. And so like the liquid would get
Wow,
inside
Bridget,
of it.
that's really
It wasn't-
exciting.
I'm about to say, yeah, like this description's really
She just
something.
looked at me so crushed. I'm
Anyway,
sorry, Bridget.
Shout
But you
out to you,
describing
Michaela.
how your mug cracked is not good, not the content people came for.
Aw, poor Bridget.
I can't wait for the comments to be like, the cracked mug content lover, like, hashtag tell us more about that mug cracking.
I'm just.
Can you tell
messing.
us how the paint dries, please?
Wow.
I'm just,
I want a podcast of Bridget describing mundane activities.
I would listen to that.
I would too. Easy
She just-
listening.
It is easy
It
listening,
is easy listening.
Is it?
It's easy to listen
and you
to.
go into such detail sometimes.
That's just the writer in me.
I know it
guess.
just it cracks me up.
Anyway, shout out to Michaela. Oh, I don't know. She doesn't listen to our podcast at all.
Man, we can't. Is it? Are
One
my
of her
friends the
friends-
only friends that listen
Yes.
to our podcast?
Yeah, no,
Absolutely.
I don't think so. I've had some friends tell me that they've listened, so
That's
not
good.
just you.
I
That's good.
no, I don't have any friends that listen to this. So I don't have people that
Oof.
support me except for you guys. So
That's why the mug really hurt, isn't it?
yeah, kinda.
Fuck. Okay.
Aw.
Let's get back to the feature film. All right. So, is there anything else somebody wanted to bring up about it? I mean, I feel like we've kind of talked. I mean,
We've talked about a lot of other things, but it's been really good.
yeah.
It's
I like for me to talk about them, I think.
And the other thing is, this movie's just
Yeah.
ultimately what it rolls down to is it's one of the first films that's like so fucking relatable. Because
It's
everyone
another
hates
one
traveling.
that you gotta see. You know, you gotta
And
let it take you on
everybody's-
the journey.
Yeah, and I mean everybody's been like stuck with that annoying person that they just cannot seem to shake.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't like. I really like this film in the wow. What was that mouth noise? That just. I really.
It's like, are we
Dislike that.
reviewing Hereditary all of a sudden? What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that was. But I really like this movie. It's kind of like marks a shift for John Hughes. I like to think, I like thinking about this movie in like the John Hughes canon.
Yeah.
This is really like his shift away from the teen genre, and I really like the John Hughes teen movies.
Which did not, the shift away from the teen genre did not last. You know?
No. I mean, he definitely went back, but
Yeah.
but this was like him doing something different, and it was like really well received at the time, and people really liked it. And I think it really stands up, and like, you know, it does show that like John Hughes has more to do than just like the teen movies, which
Is
are
it-
still good. But
Is it in like your top 5 John Hughes movies?
I would say so. I love this movie.
Yeah, I like it a lot too.
Yeah, I mean, I can't like, can I name all the John Hughes movies right now? No, but I would say that this is one of the ones that I really like, and this is one of the ones that like maybe more so than others stand the test of time.
Definitely.
Where like some other John Hughes
Yeah,
movies
like Weird
are, like,
Science
really
doesn't
cringy.
exactly, Weird Science doesn't exactly hold
Yeah,
up.
or like Pretty in Pink. Pretty in Pink is fucked up,
Yeah,
dude.
it is. It really is.
Or no, not Pretty in Pink. I'm sorry, 16 Candles. Pretty in Pink isn't
Which
so bad.
one's the one with Anthony Michael Hall? Is that
That's
16
Candles.
That's what I was
got,
thinking
I
of
got
too.
my Molly Ringwalds mixed up.
Yeah.
But yeah, 16 Candles is like fucked up. That
It
shit's
really,
fucked up,
It really
dude.
is. It
But-
really is.
But yeah, and I really like this one. This is one of the ones that like really stands up to time, and it's such a classic, dude.
Yeah, this
sure.
was
Like it's
fun.
Thanksgiving. You gotta watch Planes, Trains, and
Yeah, I was
Automobiles.
shocked. Like I hadn't seen it before. Like really, like even heard of it or anything. You know,
Which is crazy because like it's such a class. I mean, this
yeah.
is. I mean, other than Thanksgiving, of course, this is like the quintessential Thanksgiving movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is like the Thanksgiving movie.
Yeah, it's like maybe Dan in
Right.
real life is like a fun one, but everybody loves Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yeah.
It's a very like you can watch this movie with your family for sure.
Yeah, and it's entertaining for everybody on some level. Like the like physical comedy is great for like younger people, but like there's some real emotional resonance in this film, especially at the end when he goes to their house and he's like saying hello to his wife and he's feeling like like Steve Martin's wife kind of is like kind to him and it reminds him of his own wife and it's just kind of like this emotional moment. And like I came from a household where you know, my dad is a single dad, and he lost his wife. And, like, I remember he used to watch this movie all the time. And I mean, I'm not putting words in his mouth. I don't really know if these are his thoughts. But it's just, like, a really relatable, emotional kind of moment that a lot of people can relate to, you know? Being alone when you weren't always alone because circumstances are as they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then also just like, you know, especially as you get older, like just wanting to spend that holiday with your family. And, like, being
like
around
when you're
people.
a kid, you're like, Christmas is dope because of presents, Halloween is dope because of candy, Thanksgiving is dope because of food.
Yeah, and you never not spend that holiday with your family. But then now I realize, like, as I've gotten older as an adult, and, like, moved out of my parents' home and stuff, like, you have to really coordinate, like, getting home for the holidays.
And it
It's
means
also really
a lot
important.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I'm so, like, wow, this is, like, making me emotional.
I know.
Like,
It's a really fucking good movie.
Because for me, for my family, for sure, like, the holidays are a big thing. Like not religious, but, like, Christmas is, like, so important.
Yeah, and here's with Thanksgiving for me, this will be the first Thanksgiving I miss with my grandmother because COVID, we don't want to. So it's also
That shit
emotional for
fucking
me
sucks.
because it's like, okay, we're not doing that this year, and you realize how much you miss it when you can't have it.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're gonna do something here, but it just sucks, you know.
I still your
Right.
grandma.
Like, for me, one of my grandmothers died, and the other one disowned me last New Year's.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to be fair, it's not like she's disowned me. She's kind of losing it. She's basically disowned everyone. But, like, it's not going to be the same, and it makes me really sad. And I've had a good cry. I think I cried about it in Target one time. I had to cry about it with Madison in Target.
Yeah,
We've all had our little public cries.
There are because since
was in the
Biden
dressing
won the
room.
election, there are so many white women crying in Target right now, so you could totally get away with that.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many suburbanite white women who are just sobbing.
Especially in your like knee-high boots and jeggings today. Definitely fit right in.
You're like, I just need a good book.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, this movie, like, obviously, this is not, like, being recorded on Thanksgiving Day. So, but, like, it's upcoming.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
And so it's, like, it gets me emotional about the holidays and, like, gets me also excited for the holidays because it's, like, I love, like, Christmas movies and stuff. Like, so I'm, like, so excited for that moment as well. And, yeah, I don't know. This is just, it's, like, such a classic. Even their like, oh, we're not gay jokes are really funny, and normally those don't like really land, but they're actually kind of cute.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, with this, it's also just like it's so rare for two straight men to have to be in such intimate quarters with each
Right.
other. So that's what makes it so funny is because you're just like that is incredibly awkward.
Yeah, like
Right.
it's really funny when they realize what happens, and he's like stands up and he's like, so how about them bears?
Yeah, that's so good.
Oh God.
Almost dropped this. It's empty.
Yeah. So like it's like even those jokes are really funny to me.
Yeah.
I love the scene on the bus as well.
Fantastic. That he tries to start a song. Everybody's fucking been there. Like when you think that you're a part of something and you're like, I'm going to be so cool right now and be a part of this. And then you just face plant.
And I do think this movie has a little bit to say about like class because it's clear that he's never been on a bus like this before. And he's got money and like John Candy and the other bus passengers do not. And it just like really clearly shows like the class divide, like that he's never had to do this before.
And then another sweet moment is when the train breaks down and then like you're seeing John Candy drag it and Steve
he comes
Martin
over there and
comes and picks up that fucking heavy ass trunk and you're
Yeah.
like, that's friendship.
Yeah.
that fucking trunk kills me because like where does it go on the plane?
Oh, and probably in the undercarriage, I imagine.
Like do they even like imagine trying to do that today.
No.
Imagine trying to walk that big ass trunk through airport
You
security.
would literally get tackled.
You would get randomly searched in a motherfucking minute.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know though, because there's people who like bring puppets everywhere, right? And they have puppets in those big trunks.
Do they?
Yeah, they totally
Yeah.
do. Absolutely.
God.
They need a
guess
hard
that's true.
protective shell. These are delicate things.
I guess.
Like Jeff Dunham or whoever the fuck.
Yeah, that dude's a racist.
He's terrible. He's
There's
a terrible
lot
person.
to say about that dude.
Let's just avoid that conversation.
Crosscut Cinema reviews of Jeff Dunham.
I also want to say this is the first movie where we watched it and it has an adult male friendship and no one thinks it's gay rights. And that just proves the fact that it's not every movie. It's not.
Damn,
But the ones that are fantastic.
Damn, I was just getting ready to say gay rights.
There's no gay rights in this movie.
No,
this is about.
She's just fucking.
This is a pretty straight.
They
could
could-
friendship.
They could sub this. You and I could recreate this film together.
You guys could.
Yeah.
We have these vibes.
Who's?
well, like who's who though?
Yeah.
I'm absolutely John Candy.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page because I was like,
absolutely John.
I relate to the Steve Martin character so much.
Because I just remember when I was trying to be your friend at work, and you're just like, get the fuck out of my face.
well,
And you're like as easygoing as John Candy.
Yeah, like when something bad happens, I'm just like, well.
And I'm just like always Steve Martin in all situations, and that's just how we
Like,
travel.
I'm always Steve Martin because I'm like constantly exasperated, but like continues to help. like him picking up the trunk. Like really, I really relate to that moment because he's like, oh my fucking god, why am I doing this? But does it anyway. And I feel that, and like personally.
Or like when they get their money stolen and he still pays for it on his card. You know,
Yeah.
He pays for the other dude's food too.
It makes me question my morality because I would have dipped so fast.
Well, not for lack of trying though. I mean, there were definitely
right.
times where he was like, "All right, I'm done with this," and then it got reincorporated.
Like fate literally just keeps bringing them together.
I just I loved them riding in the back of that refrigerated truck.
Oh yeah,
that was fucking amazing.
I like them riding in the back of the pickup truck.
Oh yeah.
Also when
Like
they
that.
when the guy tells the girl to get out of the truck and put the fucking trunk in.
Yeah,
That's
and
a
she's
good
pregnant,
scene.
isn't
Yeah.
she? Like she's
She's
holding
a baby, definitely.
Yeah.
And I think she's pregnant too.
I think she's pregnant, holding a baby, and also possibly smoking a cigarette. But I
Yeah,
could be
she was.
making
She
that
was.
up.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was. I remember thinking, "Wow, that's aggressive."
I really like the back of the taxi from the airport. The first one.
Oh, when he steals his taxi.
Oh yeah, and he looks at him.
No. With like it's like red vinyl.
Oh,
or something like
yeah,
velvet.
The fucking hood ass taxi.
Oh
in Wichita.
yeah, he's proud of his town. That's some shit I would say. That is me in a nutshell.
It's a rare thing these
He just wants to
days.
show pride for his town.
And I would
you'd be
literally
like,
be
"Oh
saying
my
that to you, like,
fucking
it's
God."
fucking
And I'm like,
Wichita.
That's literally a conversation we've had. I'm sure
I'm
something
sure it
along
is.
those lines.
Yeah, I would literally just sit next to you like, oh my fucking god, it's Wichita, Kansas. What are you talking about?
Oh my God, it's so good, so fucking good.
Yeah.
I took the long way so you could get it, and I'd be the one who's like, "Dope," and you'd be like, "Oh my fuck."
Like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Proud of his town.
I need things to be in a timely manner and with a set of rules and regulations accompanied by.
I know. I can't, dude. If I have like a drink on the counter, if I don't like, gobble it up in 2 seconds, she's like, "What? Do you need this?" I'm throwing it away. I'm like, "No, I need that. I just opened that drink." Every time, every Tim.
Like, I could not.
I think Franny and I are more similar than we give ourselves credit for.
We
being.
definitely are. Like, probably one of the worst days of my life was traveling back from my business trip with my job I'm currently at. And I thought I wasn't going to make my connector flight. And I literally could not get a hold of, like, the person that was supposed to, like, help me figure out a hotel if, like, I didn't make it to that connector. And I had to sprint through an airport. And I don't know how I mentally handled that.
I just love like.
Did you make it though?
Barely.
You guys are so
Barely.
serious because when SAS starts to fly, me and Bridget just kind of like go over here, like just like on our side of the table, and then you guys have your fight. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just kind of like, Bridget, this is crazy, isn't it? And she's like, "Yeah, it's pretty wild."
I would never sprint through an airport though.
God, I
I
literally
missed the damn flight before I started running.
was coming home from like a 10-day business trip. Like, I was fucking ready to be home.
Right.
And like, I couldn't get a hold of the people that were supposed to organize me staying in fucking Atlanta.
Like as much as I hate airports, I'd sooner sleep in an airport than I'd sprint through one.
God.
I am not a runner.
I literally had to become one in that moment. I sprinted across fucking the Atlanta airport.
Yeah, no, this bitch does not run. That's why I need a fucking seatbelt extender. You know what I'm saying? It just does not happen.
Oh my God.
This movie, like, I love it, but like, God damn it, it like gave me such bad anxiety.
What other John Hughes films have you seen, Franny?
I don't know what are there.
Breakfast Club,
Yeah, I've seen that.
Ferris Bueller,
Yeah, I've seen that.
Pretty in pink.
Pretty in Pink,
I don't know if I've seen that.
16 Candles.
I think I've seen that.
What's the one? Fast Times? Is that a John?
Fast Times at
Yeah.
Ridgemont High. I don't know if that is. It might
I don't
be.
know. Well, Home Alone.
Home Alone.
Oh, I've
of
seen
course.
that.
I'm trying to think what was, because the DVD that you gave us was like a collection. I was trying to think about what else was in there, but I can't remember.
Weird Science.
Oh yeah.
It's weird that like this is made by the same guy as Breakfast Club. Like that.
Yeah,
that's
is like
weird
Really?
to
Because
me.
I actually totally
I mean,
get
it
his
makes
vibe.
a lot
I
of
do
sense
too,
because
yeah.
it's like about friendship and like
belonging.
Also, his style.
like kind of like friend. I had my train.
Like French toast?
Like unconventional friendship. Like
yeah, and like also I mean, kind of like characters being put in a very strange situation and bonding through it.
His style is so distinct. Though.
Yeah.
Like, there's one scene in Dogma where they're referencing John Hughes, and that particular scene feels like a John Hughes film. And that's because his style is so fucking distinct that you can literally pick it out.
I love a John Hughes movie.
Absolutely. He's got a great atmosphere in his films.
Yeah.
It feels like when you hang out with relatives that are like uncles and aunts and they're just very wholesome. Like, that's the way a John Hughes film feels to you.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and rate this thing.
I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10.
8.5 out of 10.
I would give it an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
I love this movie.
I think it lost a point for me because I just can't handle this type of stress.
Yeah, I don't know if you could ever watch this again.
No,
I
I couldn't. I had to like get up and start doing dishes because I was like, I need to control something during this.
Yeah.
Because this is too much.
The driving scene gives me unspeakable amounts of stress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Bridget, this was your first time watching it too, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
My dad got it for, I think, around Thanksgiving time one time. But I was being an edgy teenager, and he was like, I love this movie. And I was like, whatever.
Cool dad.
Cool.
Wow.
Yo,
I
John
was
Candy's
terrible.
dead, Dad. Like, just he's dead. Anyway, have you ever seen Cool Runnings?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like we should just do a John Candy, like,
Marathon.
yeah, we should do one.
That'd be fun.
There's not a lot to marathon, so unfortunately, sad face.
Yeah.
You got any plugs, Franny?
I was also gonna say next week, Borat 1 and 2, right?
Yep.
Borat.
Borat. Also on our other podcast channel, Test Pilot, or a Pilot Podcast. Sorry.
Pilot podcast.
We had to change the name at one point. It used to be a different name. Now it's a Pilot Podcast.
You'll hear that in older episodes.
Mhm. We have a whole
post.
disclaimer. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, a Pilot Podcast.
Yeah.
We reviewed Dexter and Barry on the 16th, so it should be up now. So if you guys want to go listen to that, there's that too.
Yeah, we'll link it in the description.
Should we say what we're doing the week after we do Borat?
We can, yeah.
Let's see. Hold on. Let me pull it up. Give me a second.
I don't know. We could start making that like Twitter exclusive if we want.
I don't know if I like that anymore.
no?
The last
Okay.
time we did that did not work out.
True.
Okay. So.
Well, actually, I don't know if we're sure on this one, so let's not.
Oh, we don't want to say this right now?
No, because the other movie in this, we don't know for sure. We're
Okay.
gonna do.
Yeah. Never mind then. You'll know when you know.
Yep.
You'll know by Borat. Like, we'll.
Borat.
I love the way she
Borat.
says it.
Borat.
Borat.
I think it's because I just read it and.
Like BoJack Horseman.
That's to me. It
Borat
sounds,
Horseman.
To me, it sounds like a hillbilly like kid's name. It's like Borat Michael. If you don't get your ass in here in time for supper, I swear to God.
God damn it.
Wow.
That's
I
what that
can't.
feels like to me.
I
That's pretty
can't.
accurate.
God damn. Oh.
Oh, Twitter.
Follow us on Twitter at Crosscut Cinema. Follow us and tweet at us, and you'll get a shout out.
And email, Facebook,
Yeah.
YouTube. Subscribe to it. Spotify, Apple
Like
Podcasts,
it.
whatever.
Happy
LinkedIn.
Oh God, happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Enjoy time with your family. Don't get COVID though. Be safe.
Gobble,
Also,
gobble,
like-
motherfucker.
Like fuck Christopher Columbus though in this
Yeah.
house.
But mashed potatoes.